Jamie, you wrapped up the Jonah series today. When you were thinking about presenting this series, what was the one takeaway that you hope the membership of Scottsdale Bible Church really locked on to?
Gosh, that's a great question, because one of the things that I've tried to say throughout this whole series is that the book of Jonah is really, when you get right down to it, a book of grace. And it's unfortunate that we don't see it that way. Like when you think of the Bible, people say, well, Romans is a book on, the doctrines of grace, and the prodigal son is a story about God's love and grace, and, Ephesians 2 tells us we're saved by grace, and Galatians talks about the fact that we need to continue to walk in grace. But I hardly ever hear anybody talk, one, about the Old Testament and its view of grace, and especially Jonah, because again, we've seen it as such a kid's story. But I hope what Scottsdale Bible Church, or any of you that may be on the internet listen to this series, walk away with from this series is that it's all about grace. It's about God's grace toward an erring nation, the Assyrians, and how he showed them grace when they repented and relented from his disaster and turned to him. It's obviously about God's grace and how he deals with a prophet that runs from his call, and then God receives him back. And then, as we saw today, it's even about God's grace as we learn to run with him and for him. And so from first to last, I see the book of Jonah as chronicling the grace moves of God in our lives, the grace whispers of God in our lives and in the lives of those around us. So I hope you will forever see the book of Jonah different through this series and see the grace and the truth that are contained in it.
Thank you, Jamie.